And to the rescue come Jeremy Doncaster, number 6, number 11, Marvyn Cox, 15, Alun Rossiter, 16, Dean Garton, 4, Peter Lloyd, 29, Paul Mitchell, 171, Colin White, 15, Steve Wilson, and certainly the leading rider amongst this particular 8 is Jeremy Doncaster on 28 points so far. So Jeremy in 3rd place overall, and will be looking for the 10 points here, which will put him in a very healthy position before he goes into that second leg. Let's see what sort of start he gets. He's off of grid 4, and he looks to have got a good one. It's good enough to get the lead. Marvyn Cox is up there in 2nd place. Alun Rossiter, we've got someone left on the line. I think it's Garton left on the grid there. But at the moment, plenty of action going on. Marvyn Cox is now on the inside with Jeremy Doncaster. Jeremy Doncaster on the outside, followed by Marvyn Cox. Then comes Alun Rossiter, and then Peter Lloyd. Those are the first 4. Jeremy Doncaster still leading the way. Marvyn Cox not far behind. And Jeremy will be conscious of that, I'm sure. Alun Rossiter is there in 3rd. Still Jeremy Doncaster in front. Marvyn Cox looks over his shoulder, a fairly long gap back to Alun Rossiter. Then Peter Lloyd. Then comes Steve Wilson. High wide tantrum going around the outside of the bend there. Still Jeremy Doncaster is in front. Marvyn Cox in 2nd. Alun Rossiter in 3rd. We've got Steve Wilson through in the 4th. Then comes Peter Lloyd, and then Colin White. It's going to be 10 very valuable points indeed as far as Jeremy Doncaster is concerned. As he comes up now to the checkered flag, he gets 1st place. Marvyn Cox will get 2nd. Alun Rossiter does himself a lot of good there with 3rd place. Then comes Steve Wilson. He's followed by Peter Lloyd and Colin White. And here comes Paul Mitchell. Result then of race 22, it was won by number 6 Jeremy Doncaster in a winning time of 1:23.42. 2nd was number 11 Marvyn Cox, and 3rd number 15 Alun Rossiter. 4th was number 215, 5th was number 4, 6th number 171, 7th number 29, and the result in number order 6, 11, 15, 215, 4, 171, 29, and the winning time 1:23.42. Just to mention for the end of the meeting, the rocker cover of Peter Lloyd is somewhere around the track. If please marshals could just have a look out for that. The rocker cover of Peter Lloyd is lying somewhere on the circuit, so please, if you could spot that, Peter would be very grateful. Just to remind you at the end of the meeting, please do make sure all your litter goes into the bags provided, and or take it home with you, which would be even better, because the field does have to be restored obviously, and please, your help there would be much appreciated as the riders come round to the start line for race 23. So I wonder whether or not Mark Loram can get a clean sweep here and make it 40 points to take forward. Mark Loram off of grid 3. Chris Maidman, could he please come across to the announcer's caravan when he has a moment, please? Chris Maidman to the announcer's caravan. So Paul Hurry is going to be off of grid 1, and see what use he can make of that. Colin Earl on the outside. Let's see who gets the drop. Oh, it's very tight indeed. And Mark Loram and Thierry Hilaire almost touching there as they came round the side there, but it's going to be Mark Loram with Joe Screen on the outside. For Joe Screen there. Look at the wheel-to-wheel locked as they come round the corner. Mark Loram on the inside, Joe Screen on the outside. It looks like Joe's got the run on it, and he has. Joe Screen leads. Mark Loram's in 2nd, Paul Fry's 3rd, Thierry Hilaire is 4th. And terrific action position here. Will Mark Loram's unbeaten run come to an end? He won't give it up lightly, you can rest assured of that, but still Joe Screen leads it at the moment. Can Mark Loram find a way past? Paul Fry's there in third, here and there, coming out very wide indeed. Paul Howe is on the inside of him. But still Joe Screen leads up front, but Mark Loram just about a point behind. Nothing to choose between them. Joe certainly can't afford a mistake here. Mark Loram buzzing all over his back wheel. First and second as they go on the last lap now, and Mark Loram looking to size him up. Can he find a way past? Mark Loram still there in second. Is he going to take him down the outside? We shall have to see. And the top turn looks like Joe Screen's going to hold in. Mark Loram tries to death on the outside. He can't get there. Joe Screen wins it. Mark Loram second. Paul Fry in third. Then comes Thierry Hilaire and Paul Howe. And Phil Ashcroft over the line there with Colin Earl. Well, race 23, an absolute cracker, and it's produced, in fact, the fastest time of the afternoon. It was won by number 17, Joe Screen, in a winning time of 1:21.78. Mark Loram, and third, number 55, Paul Fry. Fourth was number 69, fifth, number 86, sixth, number 18, seventh, number 172, and eighth, number 72. The result in number order, 17, 1, 55, 69, 86, 18, 172 and 72. The winning time, the fastest this afternoon, 1:21.78. Oh, absolute cracker there. 23 and 24 promises to be equally as exciting. It's got number 3, Steve Schofield. He's unbeaten then so far on 30 points, so a win here would in fact put him top of the qualifiers or top of the qualifying legs as far as the Masters is concerned, so every incentive for Steve Schofield here. Number 10, Tony Atkin. 14, Ricky Sandford. 22, Peter Carr. 31 is Graham Jones. He's on 20 points so far. 46, Will James. He's on 21 points. 74 is Duncan Tolhurst. And 244 is Ben Howe. Steve Schofield then has drawn grid 8 in this particular heat, so he will be nearest the commentary position, and that's perhaps not ideal, one would think, as far as the draw goes. Ricky Sandford, he's on the inside. Graham Jones has been making some excellent starts this afternoon. He's coming off of grid 7. Be interesting to see what he does. Will James, he's got a few points to his credit. He's off of grid 2, so looks very much like at the moment eyes will be on the inside and outside. But other riders, of course, in the lineup will have other ideas. Let's see what happens as the starter brings them in. And here we go. See what's happened. Oh, Steve Schofield's away. He's made it. He's got out into the middle where he wanted to be. And is he going to lead it round the turn? He's there. He's going to lead it so far on this first lap. Making the most of what one wouldn't have assumed was going to be a particularly good grid, but Steve Schofield has made the best of it. And he leads ahead. Peter Carr there in second. Carr by some distance. Third and fourth, trying to pick those up for you. Graham Jones is there in third and Will James is in fourth. Steve Schofield looks very much as if he's going to come out top of the qualifying point as far as the first leg of the Masters goes. He's got a lap to go to keep everything going. Peter Carr looks over his shoulder. He's quite happy, I'm sure, with what he sees. Graham Jones is in third. Will James is in fourth. In fifth is Tony Atkin. But here comes Steve Schofield around the final turn. It's going to be 4 wins out of 4. There he is, across the line. Peter Carr is through in second. Then comes Graham Jones, followed by Will James. Just on the line, I think, was Tony Atkin ahead of Ricky Sandford. And a good finish at the end between Duncan Tolhurst and Ben Howe. The result of race 24 was a number 3, Steve Schofield, in a winning time of 1:23.37. Second was number 22, Peter Carr, and third, number 31, Graham Jones. Fourth was number 46, fifth, number 10, sixth, number 14, seventh, number 74, and eighth, number 244. The result in number order, 3, 22, 31, 46, 10, 14, 74, and 244. The winning time, 1:23.37. So it's congratulations then to Steve Schofield, who will finish as top, or he'll end with the leading rider as they go into the second round of the Masters. Still a lot more to go for this afternoon, with 2 semi-finals, of course, and a final to determine the winner as far as this afternoon's meeting is concerned. The riders come out for race 25. Number 5, Trevor Banks, he's got 20 points to his credit so far. Number 7, Clayton Williams, is on 24. Number 8 is Vince Kinchin. Number 9, Andy Smith, he's also got 24 points. 12 is Richard Mussen. 13, Rob Fortune. 71, Gary Lobb. And 135 is Jonathan Sims. So we've got 3 riders here who've scored 20 points or more from their first 3 outings, which certainly means that another win here for any of those 3 would do their overall chances no harm at all. And quite a few of the others looking to get points to make the top 16, which will make the semi-finals this afternoon. Trevor Banks has got to contend with the outside this time. It'll be interesting. Clayton Williams is off of grid 2. Andy Smith right in the middle there. Number 4 is his grid. So here we are, off and away. And a jet-propelled start from Trevor Banks is going to see him take the lead, with Rob Fortune well up there as well. Andy Smith going around the outside. This afternoon. He's been there in his opening 3 rides. He's going to do all he can to get past Trevor Banks. It looks as if he might have done it. Andy Smith right on the line with Trevor Banks. Andy Smith now on the inside. Trevor Banks is on the outside. Rob Fortune's there in third, but Andy Smith has forced his way through to the front. That will be very pleasing indeed as far as he's concerned. A good battle going on for second as well, with Rob Fortune on the outside of Trevor Banks. And Rob Fortune is through now into second. Trevor Banks is in third. Vince Kinchin is fourth. Ahead of Rob Fortune and Trevor Banks. 1 lap to go. Vince Kinchin still in fourth, although Clayton Williams making every effort to try and force his way through. Here comes Andy Smith. He comes round this top third. It's going to be a good 10 points as far as he's concerned. 10 for Andy Smith. Rob Fortune in second. Then comes Trevor Banks. Clayton Williams is through into fourth. Vince Kinchin then comes next, followed by Richard Mussen, and a good finish between Gary Lobb and Jonathan Sims. Result of race 25 then is a win for number 9, Andy Smith, in a winning time of 1:24.68. Second was number 13, Rob Fortune, and third, number 5, Trevor Banks. Fourth was number 7, fifth, number 8, sixth was number 12, seventh, number 71, and eighth, number 135. The result in number order, 9, 13, 5, 7, 8, 12, 71, and 135. The winning time, 1:24.68. Well, whilst Joanne gets her shoes and socks off to find out the top 16 to qualify for the semi-finals, I shall hand you over to Jim to take you through the 4th leg now of the sidecar event.
Well, thanks Steve, and indeed we move into that 4th leg with, of course, Roger Measor and Shane Lapham, the only crew to have got through this far without a lose. They've had 3 wins so far. Gary Jackson is next to them on 17 points. Gary Moon and Ken Lane equal on 16 points after 3 rides. Russell Ing and Neville Penfold equal on 15 points, also after 3 rides. So we move into this last ride then, and we're looking at the first race. We get 3 of our top point scorers out together. In grid 2, Rustling and Paul Urich on 15 points at the moment. In grid 3, Ken Lane and Mark Edwards on 16 points. And in grid 4, Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams on 17 points. So this is promising to be a tremendous race, race 26, as we see 3 of those top point scorers coming out together. Not forgetting, of course, that Steve Jewison has not scored too well this afternoon. He will be looking to get a much better score this time out. So Ken Lane then, the first one to appear from the pit gate. There's a long way round to go back into that starting grid. He, of course, is in the middle of the gate on grid 3. John Hiscock also joins him. He's on grid 5, comes into line very quickly because he'll be anxious to get some more points. I've seen Mark Edwards down on his hands and knees looking for the best possible route for that back wheel to take. Decides to make Ken move the outfit over. There's a lot of messing about down there at the moment, but you can see they've now started to come into line. It's only Gary Jackson that's not in line at the moment. Now they come into line. As they start to line up, we'll see the tapes go in a very few moments, and away we'll go. And as we go, you can see it's the middle of the gate that's again been the better of the starting positions at Rustling. From the inside, looks to have got the best of it. Ken Lane just in front of him, and Gary Jackson has gone right the way around the outside. Oh, a tremendous first bend for Gary Jackson, but hasn't he gone too wide? He's gone a long, long way round. Ken Lane has got in front of him, but Gary Jackson really has got the power on. Rustling tries to tuck in on the inside. If Ken Lane had left the gap, Rustling would have been through it, but it is Ken Lane and Mark Edwards that have got away. But look at the speed of Gary Jackson. He really is taking a much, much wider circuit than anybody else, but he really is keeping that power on all the time. Again, he's gone tremendously wide. Ken Lane forcing him to go even wider still. Ken Lane knows that Gary Lane's going around the outside, and that's the mistake you can make. Rustling can get to on the inside if you do push too hard wide. As it closes up in the middle of that bend, you see him drop the back straight. This is exactly what can happen. Gary Jackson trying to go around the outside of Ken Lane. Ken Lane forcing him to go even wider than he wants to, but Rustling has moved through in the gaps that have been left. He gets through in the second place. A tremendous scrap between these front 3. Still Ken Lane leads. Rustling now closing up on Ken Lane and also getting in on the action. You can see in 4th place Mussen. Ken Lane has gone almost sideways going in that bend. Now he looks as if he missed a gear or perhaps tried to brake very hard, but he locked it up. And Rustling has now got extremely close to Ken Lane. The collection flag is out and Ken Lane takes it. Rustling, I think, just hang on to 2nd place. Gary Jackson crosses the line in 3rd. What tremendous sidecar racing. All 3 of those outfits doing extremely well, and Ken Lane, of course, hanging on and getting that checkered flag. It looked good on paper. It turned out to be probably the best sidecar race we've seen this afternoon. A win for Ken Lane and Mark Edwards, outfit number 7. In 2nd place, outfit number 6, Rustling and Paul Urich. In 3rd place, outfit number 23 is Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams. 4th place, number 4, Steve Jewison and Keith Wall. 5th place, number 11, Craig Cheetham and Gary Lane. 6th place, number 184, John Hiscock and Tony Bemister. The winning time, 1:23.20. Race 26 then, 7, 6, 23, 4, 11, 184, and the winning time, 1:23. As we look to race 27. And of course taking note on all the adverts as you go through, because as Steve's already mentioned earlier on this afternoon, if you can let some of our advertisers know that you picked their advert up in a programme that was a Grasstrack meeting, makes it that much easier when we ask them again. Well, who have we got going in race 27? Gary Moon on 16 points. He's on that outside grid, grid 6. On 21 points, of course, Roger Measor and Shane Lapham, the only crew to have 3 wins going into this last ride. They go from grid 4. They will be pleased that they've seen people starting extremely well from the middle of that start line. Rob Wilson, he's on 12 points at the moment. Richard Piggott, after that disastrous ride they had second time out, on 13 points, so still in with a very good chance of carrying good points through to the second round at North Berks on September the 20th. Seems such a long way away, but I think if you look at the calendar, we're only talking just best part of 8 weeks away, so doesn't seem too long to wait. So as the nerves start to get settled, obviously 1 or 2 riders sitting on that start line that know they need to score well in this last ride. Oh, passengers running around there. Shane Lapham trying to find a nice solid dirt track for the back wheel of Roger Measor's outfit. Oh, away we go then with race 27, looking to see who it is that's made the break. I think that Mark Wells has made a good start. Ivor Matthews has as well. And Roger Measor straight through the inside of him into that first bend. Gary Moon has gone right there on the outside, but Ivor Matthews has got through again. Mark Wells trying to get through as well. Ivor Matthews has got to the front of Roger Measor. So will that hold Roger Measor up and allow Gary Moon? He's taken the white line. Gary Moon goes all the way round the outside. Oh, Gary Moon with a tremendous ride. I wondered if Ivor Matthews slowing down in that bend would hold Roger Measor up. He's given the edge that Gary Moon wanted as he goes right to the outside of the track once again. He loves riding the dirt. He's an absolute expert at riding the loose dirt. He seems to find grip when nobody else can. Steve Robbins holding a very, very low position on that outfit of Gary Moon, but it gives them that extra drive from the back wheel that they want. Roger Measor at the moment back in 3rd place. Mark Wells still there in 4th. Ivor Matthews is holding a good 2nd place. Oh, we're looking really for Richard Piggott at the moment. He's at the back of the field and certainly disappointed to see Richard Piggott in that position. Rob Wilson there as well in 5th place at the moment, but it looks like Roger's now going for Ivor Matthews as Ivor Matthews still tries to hold it tight, not to allow any room whatsoever for Roger Measor to move through. But Gary Moon sitting on very good points at the moment. We're very pleased with this ride as Ivor Matthews goes a little bit wide. Roger Measor goes through on the inside. Roger Measor gets 2nd place. A great win for Gary Moon and Richard Piggott on the line. He must have had a late challenge there. I'll wait to see what the lap scorers make of that one. But really, these last rides for the sidecars turning out to be absolutely tremendous. Well, I don't think I can go on about it too much at all, can I? A tremendous sidecar race yet again in race 27. A win for Gary Moon, outfit number 8. In 2nd place, number 51. He got through eventually, Roger Measor and Shane Lapham. In 3rd place, outfit number 15. A great ride from Ivor Matthews and Mike Dowles. In 4th place, number 71, Mark Wells and Kevin Jarvis. 5th place, number 92, Richard Piggott and Martin Bailey. And 6th place, number 24, Rob Wilson and Vince Jones. The winning time, 1:23.85. Those numbers again in race 27 are 8, 51, 15, 71, 92, 24, and the winning time 1:23.85. Oh, we've got one more race to go in the Masters competition. That, of course, is race 28. You might have noticed that we were expecting the sidecars to come straight back out for race 29. They've decided to swap that round. As you will see as you go through the programme, the finals would have meant that the solo boys would have had to come out after race 32 straight away into race 33. So, I know the pits have been notified. The idea is to swap those 4 races round, I should say. It'll be race 33 and 32 after race 28. We will then go back to race 29 and 30, and then the finals stay as they are. Race 33 and the of the day, race 34. I'm sure all of you understand the reasons for that. Hopefully everybody in the pits knows that. It's the solos for their semi-finals. And Steve, before we get the sidecars on the line for race 28, do you want to give out those qualifiers?
Thanks, Jim. Yes, we will do that quickly, although we will give them to you again after this race. But just to give you the numbers, I think probably would be better. Or 3, Steve Schofield. This is first semi-final, race 31. 3, Steve Schofield. 1, Mark Loram. 17, Joe Screen. 5, Trevor Banks. 46, Will James. 22, Peter Carr. 86, Paul Hurry. and 71 Gary Lobb. They will be the contestants for the first semi-final, race 31. I'll hand you back to Jim. I will give you those again after this particular heat.
Well, thanks Steve, and what a tremendous semi-final. That one looks like being race 31. Race 32 obviously with a lot of our top Masters scorers in there as well. We look forward to two tremendous finals at the end of the day, but for the moment we're still concentrating on the Masters competition. This is the last of the sidecars, and going in this one we've got some very top point scorers. Neville Penfold and Paul Randall on top of the points, so they're on 15 at the moment and go into the lead, going into that first bend, desperately trying to slow things up as they go into that bend, looking to make no errors at all as they come round on the racing line. Rob Cameron has gone through into second. Jerry Adams goes through in third, but he's gone wide going into that bottom bend. Tries to go round the outside of Neville Penfold. Neville Penfold turns the power back on as he goes back up that far side. And it is Rob Cameron that's moved through on the inside of Jerry Adams. So as Rob Cameron and Jerry Adams fight it out for second place, I wonder if they're going to give a cushion to Neville Penfold and Paul Randall, who appear to have been holding some very, very tight lines here this afternoon. They're hugging the inside flags, trying desperately not to make any mistakes whatsoever. Rob Cameron and Smith still there in second place. Jerry Adams has still got that third place, but he's under pressure from Alun and John Blewitt. Paul Penfold trying also to get the pressure on Alun and John Blewitt back in fifth place at the moment. But as the last of that flag goes, Paul Randall looks over his shoulder. He knows that it's Rob Cameron right up behind him. One error from Neville Penfold and Rob Cameron will seize on his. Rob Cameron tries to get closer coming out of that bottom bend. As they go up the back straight, I'm sure we're going to see Rob Cameron make an effort round this last bend. But Neville Penfold turns the power on going up that back straight. And as they come closer again on this top corner, Neville Penfold decides to hold it tight, goes for the finishing line and gets another win. Rob Cameron gets second place, Jerry Adams in third, Alun and John Blewitt in fourth, Paul Penfold in fifth place. Heat 12 then, the last of the Masters qualifying heats. Race 28 in your programme, and a win for Neville Penfold and Paul Randall. In second place, number 1, Rob Cameron and Smurf Smith. In third place, number 55, Jerry Adams and Sean Pittock. Fourth place, number 3, Alun and John Blewitt. Fifth place, number 14, Paul Penfold and Peter Jones. Sixth place, number 9, Martin Baker and Shane Cann. 125.81 the time, 125.81, again by number 2, 1, 55, 3, 14 and 9. That indeed completes the Masters qualifying rounds. We now move into the semi-finals.
Which is into Joe's screen, just having a little look around. What's he going to go for? He's having a look at 5. No, doesn't fancy that, I don't think. Does he? No, he's going to go for 6. So, no, he's not. No, he's had a change of heart. He's going to go for 7. Right, okay, fair enough. Why not? So, Trevor Banks just having a look. No, he's going to go for... he decides on 6. So, the moment... No, change of heart. No, 5. There we are. Yes, and who said women couldn't make their mind up, eh? Oh, there we are. So clearly not much to be chosen between anyone. There's quite a lot who going to be okay. So at least Tony hasn't got that decision to make, has he? He'll have what's over. And that looks as if it's going to be grid 2, so nobody was particularly enamoured with the look of that one. Here we go then, first semi-final. Pegs are up and we're away. So important the start. Let's see who makes it. Steve Schofield, number 3, well up there. Joe Screen and Mark Loram. So Steve Schofield with Joe Screen right on his back wheel. Steve Schofield and Mark Loram on the back wheel on Joe Screen. And nothing to choose between the 3 of them. Steve Schofield then out in front. Joe Screen is in second. Mark Loram's in third. He looks over his shoulder and he sees Will James and Gary Lobb battling for that 4th place that will get them through to the final. Gary Lobb is now for those before at the moment. Remember, Will James isn't going to give up without a fight. He's now trying to come back on the inside of Gary Lobb. Both of them almost touching. Steve Schofield still in. Joe Screen, Mark Loram, and still nothing between Will James and Gary Lobb for that 4th qualifying position. Real battle going on. Will James is now. Trevor Banks is now. Steve Schofield, Joe Screen as they come across the start of the last lap now. Schofield, Screen and Loram. Will James is now for the Paul Howe has come through into 5th. So he's going to have one last desperate go on the inside of Will Jones to try and make his fourth qualifying position for the final. Like so close there. Goodness me, Steve Schofield then is going to make his way through into the final. Joe Green is in second, Mark Loram comes through in third. Who's going to get the fourth place? It's Will James, just ahead of Gary, Lobb and Paul Harry. So the result then of a terrific first semi-final, it's won by number 3, Steve Schofield, in a winning time of 1:23.02. Second is number 17, Joe Screen, and third, number 1, Mark Loram. Fourth, number 46, Will James. Those are the 4 qualifiers for the final. Then fifth was number 71, sixth, number 86, and seventh, number 10. That result in number order: 3, 17, 1, 46, 71, 86 and 10. The winning time 1:23.02. He'll be followed by number 9, Andy Smith. Then number 7, Clayton Williams. 31, Graham Jones. 11, Marvyn Cox. 69, Thierry Hilaire. 55, Paul Fry. And number 4 is Peter Lloyd. And Jeremy Doncaster also decides that number 4 is the grid to go for. That's where he's going to park himself. Andy Smith, just having a little look at the inside grids there. Well, that's interesting because Andy Smith has decided to go off at gate 2, and that was the gate that nobody wanted in the first semi-final. The gate 2 will feel better for that, I feel sure. A gent's watch has been lost somewhere around the track. Again, if you do find that, please do bring it either to the announcer's caravan or to the caravan in the pits, whichever you're nearer to. But a gent's watch has been lost somewhere around the circuit. Please, if you find that, be very grateful if you could hand it in. There's Marvyn Cox then, just making his way for his choice. He's decided that he's going to go for number 5. No. Yes. As you can see, the sidecar boys are just sorting themselves out as well, so that they know exactly what grid they're going for. Here we go then, second semi-final in the solos. Who gets the start out of this one? Thierry Hilaire's well to the fore. Jeremy Doncaster's made it. Marvyn Cox there in second. Paul Fry's right on his back wheel. Thierry Hilaire on the inside. And Marvyn Cox goes down the outside and Cox to the lead. So Marvyn Cox it is then who leads this second semi-final. Jeremy Doncaster right on his back wheel. Sliding a little bit round. Thierry Hilaire is there in third. Paul Fry is in fourth. Those are the qualifiers at the moment. Graham Jones is there in fifth. Marvyn Cox leading the way, and proved to be at the end of the second round of the Masters, because he certainly has looked in good nick since then. He's leading this second semi-final ahead of Jeremy Doncaster. Thierry Hilaire's third, Paul Fry is fourth, and then comes Clayton Williams in fifth, Graham Jones in sixth. But Marvyn Cox still leading the way at the moment. Quite a battle going on for third, and Paul Fry tries to get through on the inside of Thierry Hilaire and looks to have done so as they start the last lap. It's Marvyn Cox, Jeremy Doncaster, Paul Fry now trying to get round the outside and switches back to the inside of Jeremy Doncaster. Terrific bit of riding from Paul Fry. Who's through in the second. Marvellous stuff. Jeremy Doncaster is now in third. Thierry Hilaire in fourth. And that looks Jeremy Doncaster having one or two problems, I think, there. Thierry Hilaire has lost it. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Graham Jones will get that fourth qualifying position now. Bad luck there on Thierry. Clayton Williams crosses the line. But bad luck on Thierry. Tried to find a gap on the inside of Jeremy Doncaster and just slid to the ground. But I don't think that he is hurt physically, although I'm sure his pride has taken a bit of a dent. Well, second semi-final there, producing some great interest. It was won by number 11, Marvyn Cox, in a winning time of 1:23.86. Second was number 55, Paul Fry. Third, number 6, Jeremy Doncaster. And fourth, number 31, Graham Jones. They then the qualifiers for the final. Then we had fifth, number 4, and sixth, number 7. Result in number order, 11, 55, 6, 31, 4 and 7, winning time 1:23.8.
And takes his choice of gate. I just wonder whether my observations earlier on are going to be now seen in these semi-finals and finals, because I thought the best gates were in the middle of that starting grid. Roger Measor looks to me to have taken grid 3. Ken Lane, who gets the second choice, looks as if he's coming in for grid 4. So those two are going to be together. Gary Jackson, he gets the third choice. Watch to see where Gary Jackson goes, because I think unfortunately the last rider is going to get the outside gate. Rob Wilson, the fourth qualifier, gets the fourth choice of gate. While they're sorting themselves out for this first semi-final, we can quickly run through the list of qualifiers for the final. Steve, you've just been handed that list.
Yes, they will line up number 3, Steve Schofield, number 6, Jeremy Doncaster, number 1, Mark Loram, number 17, Joe Screen, 11, Marvyn Cox, 31, Graham Jones, 46, Will James, and 55, Paul Fry. That will be the lineup for the solos final.
So as we look across the far side to see the first semi-final, you can see that Ken Lane is right next to Roger Measor in the middle of the gate, and he gets away from grid 4. A brilliant start from Ken Lane and Mark Edwards as they go into that first bend. Roger Measor missing the start a little bit, but getting up into third place as they go into that first bend. We watch to see them break coming around that first corner. It was Rob Wilson that had gone all the way around the outside. He's got himself into second, but Roger Measor is right on the inside of him as they go down into that bottom corner. It is Ken Lane and Mark Edwards that lead. Problems for Steve Jewison as he comes past us very slowly, but I'm looking to see whether Gary Jackson's back in fourth place can come through, because it is only the first 3 that qualify for that big final at the end of the day. Watch for that third and fourth place as Roger Measor and Ken Lane fight it out at the front. Gary Jackson and Rob Wilson fight it out for that very important third place. It's getting very, very close at the front as Gary Jackson now has moved through into third place. A brilliant ride from Gary Jackson. He really has had a good day here this afternoon as we go round that top bend. Ken Lane is still holding it from Roger Measor. As we see the last lap flag go this time, he's held a very, very tight line. He's been watching Roger ride, obviously. He knows that Roger likes the inside lines. He's not leaving any gaps at all. Roger content to follow Ken round, or is he? We watch to see them go up that back straight, and Roger's been forced to go to the outside, looking for it this time. The tactic will be to cut back across and hope he can hold a much tighter line in the middle of that bend. Well, indeed, they come together in the middle of the bend, but Ken Lane has held on to it. Ken Lane takes the checker flag. Roger Measor gets second. Gary Jackson gets third place. And indeed, missing out on that final place in fourth over the line, Rob Wilson and Vince Jones. Behind them, Jerry Adams and Sean Pittock. That may well be the theory. We can see that somebody has indeed stood on the start line. Rustling goes in this one as well. He looks to have taken one of the gates that Roger Measor was sitting on. I'm surprised to see that after Ken Lane made such a good start from gate 4 that nobody has opted for that one straight away. Although they are sitting quite a long way back. Those of you over on the far side can obviously have a much better view of this. I've probably got it totally wrong. The angle is a bit stretched from here. I can't work out quite how far they are away from that start line. While indeed, as they do push up to the gate, it looks as if Neville Penfold has got that gate 4. Oh, still problems with Gary Moon. I can't work out quite what the problem is, but he's certainly not happy to get onto the start line as yet. See Robin still sitting in the chair, so they're obviously not in too much of a hurry to get to that start line. Well, we know that he's the expert at riding the loose. It does look as if he's taken that outside grid, number 6, right on the far side. Ivan Matthews on the inside of him, Neville Penfold, then it's Rob Cameron, then Rustling on number 2, and Paul Penfold on the inside. We look to see who's made the best of it, and Neville Penfold has made an absolutely brilliant start as they go up that straight. Neville Penfold is goes into that first corner in the lead from Rustling, who's got up in the second place. But watch for the Australian. Gary Moon has gone for the outside once again, as we get so used to seeing him all the way around the outside. This is going to be interesting as they go into that bottom bend, because Neville Penfold is only just holding it from Rustling. Gary Moon on the outside of Rustling's chair as they go up that back straight. Indeed, Neville Penfold and Paul Randall driving hard up that back straight, just keeping in front of Rustling in second. But watch for Gary Moon going round the outside once again. We look to see him come, but they really are motoring in front of him. Rob Cameron trying to get through on the inside of Gary Moon. Remember that it's that third place that's important. Only the first 3 go through into the big final at the end of the day, so perhaps our eyes should be on that 3rd and 4th place, but don't take your eyes quite off those front 2, because Neville Penfold driving hard, looks like he's going to be going into the last lap, leading in front of Rustling. Rob Cameron has started to get through on the inside of Gary Moon. A great ride this from Rob Cameron and Sir Smith. They got through on the inside of Gary Moon, and Gary now has got to work very hard going up that back straight. He's got one more corner to negotiate those 2 outfits together as they go into that top bend. And Gary Moon dives in hard, keeps the power on. He'll try and cut back underneath, but Rob Cameron has made no room for him. He forces him to go even wider. Fills him in, and Rob Cameron with a brilliant bit of riding in the middle of that bend. He threw every ounce of dirt he possibly could in the face of Gary Moon, forced him to go wider. It means that Rob Cameron goes through into the final. Gary Moon will have to sit and watch. It was the second semi-final for the sidecars. Important to get in that first 3. Well, we saw just how important it turned out to be. A win, and a very good win in that semi-final for Neville Penfold and Paul Randall. It's number 2 that goes in first place. In second, outfit number 6, it's Rustling and Paul Urich. In third place, outfit number 1, and didn't he work hard to get it? Number 1, of course, is Rob Cameron and Smurf Smith. Just missing out but finishing in 4th place, number 8, Gary Moon and Steve Robbins. In 5th place, number 15, Ivor Matthews and Mike Dowles. No 6th finisher there, the winning time 122.86. 122.86, the winning time for the second semi-final. Those numbers 2, 6, 1, 8, 15. Well, it gives me a chance to have a quick breather, but we're in for 2 tremendous finals as we go right over the pages to race 33. I'll give you the lineup for the sidecar final as soon as I possibly can. But Steve, I know you've given that once. You've got all the qualifiers for that big final in the solo class.
Yes, and certainly they're all 4 semi-finals producing some great action, and no reason to believe the finals won't do the same. I'll give you the lineup then in their grid choice order as they will take. Number 3 is Steve Schofield. Number 6, Jeremy Doncaster. Number 1, Mark Loram. Number 17, Joe Screen. Number 11, Marvyn Cox. Number 31, Graham Jones. Number 46, Will James. And number 55, Paul Fry. Just to explain that to arrive at these particular grid positions, the points they've scored throughout the afternoon have counted to actual sort of as far as deciding who would have grid choice and that sort of thing, but as far as the Masters were concerned, then the semi-final points didn't count at all. But just to sort out really the order for the final, I know that the sidecars are just getting their lineup finalised, and I think Jim now has it.
Oh yes indeed, Steve, we've just been handed the lineup for the sidecar final. I'm glad you clarified the position on the points, because it looks quite interesting in the sidecar final. First choice of grid making the final as top point scorer is number 51, Roger Measor and Shane Lapham. They finished up at the moment on 31 points. They get first choice for a gate in that final, race 34. Second choice of gates on 30 points overall was number 7, Ken Lane and Mark Edwards. Third choice, number 2, the winner of the second semi-final, Neville Penfold and Paul Randall. Following them, number 6, Russell Ing and Paul Urich. Number 23, Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams. And making up the grid, number 1, Rob Cameron and Steve Smith. What a tremendous lineup of sidecar drivers.
Coming down now for first choice, he's being followed by Mark Loram, so perhaps Jeremy Doncaster is not in fact going to be taking part in this final, which is a shame. Joe Screen coming out next, so it's the order really of everybody bar Jeremy Doncaster at the moment. Or is that, there, here he comes now. Jeremy Doncaster has made it, so that's good news. Steve Schofield getting first choice. Well, would you Adam and Eve it? It looks like he's going to choose gate 2. He's done that on purpose, I'm convinced. Nobody wanted it at all in the first semi-final. Why has it suddenly got so popular, I wonder? So Mark Loram there, I think, is, or is that, no, Jeremy Doncaster's going into 4. Mark Loram just having a little look there. What's he going to decide on? Looks like 7. Joe Screen to get next choice. He decides that 5 looks a bit tasty as far as he's concerned. Marvyn Cox. Marvyn Cox takes 3. Graham Jones. He decides that number 6 will be okay. Will James. He's going to take number 1, the inside grid, so Paul Fry is left with number 8. Here we go then. All set. First over the line takes the lolly. Hammer away. Who's going to get the best start out of it? Steve Schofield takes the lead. He's been unbeaten so far this afternoon. Can he give it go? Marvyn Cox is well up there. Joe Screen looks to me he's going to be into second. Marvyn Cox is there in third. Mark Loram is 4th. There goes boy Jeremy Doncaster's pulled out. His bike unfortunately not responding. Steve Schofield leads then. Joe Screen is there in second, and Mark Loram gets through on the inside to take third ahead of Marvyn Cox. Then comes Paul Fry, Graham Jones and Will James. That's the lineup so far in this final then. Steve Schofield. Maker looks over his shoulder, Joe Screen looks over his shoulder, Mark Loram's there, then a bit of a gap back to Marvyn Cox, and then Paul Fry, Graham Jones and Will James. But Steve Schofield leads, but Joe Screen is not a million miles behind. If he makes a mistake, Joe will be able to take advantage. Mark Loram's there in third. Then comes Marvyn Cox in 4, but Steve Schofield there with a lap to go. He's been unbeaten so far this afternoon. Can he keep it going for one more circuit and clean up 6 out of 6? Can he do it? Mark Loram in third. Coming now then, round the final bend. Oh, goodness me, a bit of a palpitation there, but Steve Schofield crosses the line to win. Ahead of Joe Screen, Mark Loram, Marvyn Cox, Paul Fry, Graham Jones and Will James. And Jeremy Doncaster having to retire with engine problems. So as the lap of honour comes round, I'm sure that you will have a great round of applause for the first 3 coming through. Joe Screen now goes across the line, pulling the wheelie, well ridden Joe. Then comes Mark Loram, pulling the wheelie, well done to Mark. And here's the winner then, and from all the horns that were going, I'm sure a very popular outcome, Steve Schofield of the Paul JTC Pirates Speedway team wins this Grasstrack meeting. And again, those 3 riders will be coming around to collect their trophies. So that'll be after the final heat, of course, which is the 1000cc sidecar final. Let me give you the official result First, number 3, Steve Schofield, in a winning time of 1:22.32. Second, number 17, Joe Screen. Third, number 1, Mark Loram. Fourth was number 11, Marvyn Cox. Fifth, number 55, Paul Fry. Sixth, number 31, Graham Jones. And seventh, number 46, Will James. Result in number order 3, 17, 1, 11, 55, 31 and 46. The winning time 1:22.32. So we congratulate Steve Schofield, and now we hand over to Jim for the 1000cc sidecar final.
Big win for Stevie Schofield. I'm sure that's not all we're going to see him win as the season develops. He's doing very, very well this year, and it's great to see. We, of course, now turn our attention to the final of the sidecar competition as they line up in choice of order of gates. And again, this will be interesting. They've all been out and had a look at the gates. They've seen what other people have done from different gates. Roger Measor and Shane Lapham, outfit number 51, get first choice. They've obviously gone to the middle of that start line. Ken Lane and Mark Edwards, they were second on 30 points going into the final, so they get second choice, and they've lined up right next to Roger Measor. Number 2, Neville Penfold and Paul Randall will be the next crew that we see emerge from the pits. They've got the next choice. And number 6, Rustling and Paul Urich join them on the line as well. Number 23, Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams. Number 1, Rob Cameron and Smurf Smith. Well, that's the 6 crews. You've seen 2 tremendous semi-finals for the sidecars. I say tremendous, it wasn't enough just to be content with qualifying. Roger Measor determined to try and win that semi-final as well, but Ken Lane was the victor. Will it be one of those semi-final winners, Ken Lane or Neville Penfold? Maybe it was the rider that got the most points overall, Roger Measor. We wait and see. Rustling and Paul Urich, I'm sure, will be keyed up, anxious to make a good win. Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams, they've had a great day here this afternoon. I'm sure they would love to win this big final. Promises to be a great sidecar race. The track is in perfect condition for it. We've seen some brilliant racing here this afternoon. We saw that great final. So we wait to see. Well, interesting to look at that start grid. I keep saying that I think the better starts for the multi-powered engines is the centre of the grid. It does look to me as if Roger Measor took gate number 4, so that has turned out to be the most popular on both solo and sidecar start lines. Rustling on number 3 next to Roger Measor. Ken Lane has opted for number 2. Rob Cameron right on the inside. Neville Penfold gate number 5. And right on the outside, gate number 6 for Gary Jackson. Oh, you can hear the engines going up, but not everybody's in line yet. I can still see Shane Lapham with a hand in the air. Oh, does that mean there's problems for Roger Measor? Anxiously they're waving to the starters to draw their attention to it. Oh, I can see there's still somebody working on the bike. Oh, I don't know whether it's that they can't get that bike in gear, but they're certainly having some sort of problem with Roger Measor's bike at the moment. Paul Randall still with his hand in the air, watching to make sure that nobody gets the advantage. Well, that shows the level of professionalism of those crews. You can see all the other passengers keeping an eye on exactly what's going on. Gary Jackson now with problems at the back of the start line. Still can't quite see what the problem is with Roger Measor's bike. There's a lot of frantic work going on, but the area they're working on, I can't quite work out what it is that's the problem. They seem to be on the left-hand side of the engine. Well, indeed, it does look as if Roger is standing up at the back of the start line, so I thought that would happen. Roger has pulled out, so Ken has decided that he'll swap gates and take Roger's position. Indeed, Roger's showing exactly where he's got to line up. So a great problem. I don't know what that problem is. You can see there's still people looking at the bike. But, unfortunately, I've got to say to you, it looks as if we've got no Roger Measor going in the final. Oh, and the rest of the riders look as if they're ready to go. Rob Cameron still to come into line. Oh, some anxious moments down that start line. I'm sorry to say we're down to 5 outfits, but as they come to the line, I think we're almost ready to go. We've got 5 very confident outfits, as I say that. Ken Lane pulling it in there, but Rustling has made a brilliant start. Oh, as I look across that far side, I can see that there's problems there with Neville Penfold's outfit still on the track, so the clerk of the course deciding that they will call the riders to a halt, a red flag. Oh, a great shame. You can see that Rob Cameron and Sir Smith make their way back to that start line. Rustling, who'd made the best of the starts, got himself into that first corner. And Gary Jackson, another one to get round that first corner. The track, again, in perfect condition, so we're waiting to see what will happen in this big sidecar final. Remind you, of course, that there is no Roger Measor lining up. It's Ken Lane and Mark Edwards. I'm sure they'll elect to go to that grid 4 position where they were before, or indeed where they ended up for the start of the race. They weren't originally there. Roger Measor, of course, was in grid 4. So as we watch to that start line, it's Rob Cameron that's coming in on the inside. That's the last to come into line. We indeed get ourselves ready for the start of that big final. Everybody now fully kitted up and getting themselves on machinery. It looks as if we do have the 5 outfits coming into line. Remember that Ken Lane is in the middle of the grid as they get underway. It's Rustling that's made a good start. Gary Jackson has made a tremendous start on the outside. But it is Rustling and Paul Uddens that go into that first corner with the best of the starts. Ken Lane up there in second place and getting very close to the back wheel of Rustling as they come round off that top corner. Rob Cameron is up there in third, but Gary Jackson going very, very quickly on the outside. So all the delays, all the waiting, not affecting Rustling and Paul Uddens as they go up that back straight, leading from Ken Lane and Mark Edwards. That's where it stands at the moment. Gary Jackson has got through and established himself into that third place. To watch to see whether Gary Jackson can close on Ken Lane in front of him. We know that Ken Lane has been going very, very quickly this afternoon. And what a tremendous ride that Rustling and Paul Uddens have pulled out for the final. They really do look to be pulling away from Ken Lane as they go round that bottom corner. Up the back straight they go. And Ken Lane has now got the bottom of Gary Jackson closing in on him all the time. Into that top corner, Paul Uddens looking over his shoulder, looking to see how much of a lead they've got. One more lap to go in this big final, and it is Rustling and Paul Uddens to lead, and Gary Jackson goes around the outside of Ken Lane. Or does he? It's getting very tight. You can now see exactly what it's all about with this racing, with Gary Jackson going wide. Rob Cameron is trying to sneak on the inside, but Gary Jackson again tries going wide. Ken Lane says, no, you're not coming through there. I'm going to hold it just as equally as far on the inside. Will Gary Jackson change lines? He tries to come through on the inside. A brilliant bit of tactical ride. He's close to the line. Oh, what a brilliant ride from Gary Jackson. I'm not sure whether he actually made it. Ken Lane did turn the power back on. What a great scrap that turned out to be. Ken, of course, would have known that Gary Jackson was going to try around the outside. He switched his line, sold the dummy, and tried to come through on the inside. So your congratulations to them as they come round. A brilliant ride from our eventual victors, Rustling and Paul Uddens. They've got a lot of support in this part of the country. They show you support as they come round, as indeed the rest of the outfits decided to come round as well. Ken Lane and Gary Jackson. I'll wait for the official result on that one because it was very, very close as they went across the line. So as these outfits come round, you can see a great shame that the problem that Neville Penfold and Paul Randall suffered at the start before that race was stopped. But a great win for Rustling and Paul Uddens. And Ken Lane, I can now tell you, did indeed hang on to that second place. A great ride for Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams for a good third place. We've got the presentation to come, but the official result of that final, a win for outfit number 6. It was, of course, Rustling and Paul Uddens. In second place, number 7, and that was so close on the line. Number 7 gets it for second place, Ken Lane and Mark Edwards. In third place, outfit number 23, a great day's racing for that crew. Number 23, of course, is Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams. Fourth place, outfit number 1, and fifth place, outfit number 2. The winning time, 1:22.31. 1:22.31. That official result, 6, 7, 23, 1 and 2. The winning time, 1:22.3.
He also won the final. Make room for him. Congratulations to Steve. Once the photographs have been taken, we will move forward and try and conduct an interview we can with all three. And then we'll obviously have the presentation This is called Sponsors' Rights, and I hope everyone has their copy of Speedway Star. And Reece Johnson got them on the grass, photo player as well on a regular basis, if not, why not? Please do try and have all the sponsors. Don't make a whole thing, we need to do Wednesday night. We'll have no light jokes because I think we're sick of them. Can you move your talk? It's a family show. Masters champion. I'll do it.
It is, of course, Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams. Well, we move on then to the second place finishers, of course, They've ended up second this afternoon. There's a lot of hope for people here, so I'm sure we'll give them a big round of applause for Cann and Marvyn. Marvyn says they're going to be taken, but as we give our second place finishers, Cann and Marvyn, just that one. Well, we've got the third place finishers up there, we've got the second place finishers.
And let's see who's... And there's a dog run onto the track. Who's going to make the break? Oh, lots of wheels being ridden here, and it's Mark Loram who's going to get there first. On the inside of Andy Smith.
flag is out and Ken Lane takes it. But Ivan Matthews just got through again. Markwell is trying to get through as well. Ivan Matthews just got to the front of Roger Measor. So will that hold Roger Measor up and allow Gary Moon? He's taken the white line. Gary Moon goes all the way round the outside. Oh, Gary Moon with a tremendous ride. I wondered if Ivan Matthews slowing down in that bend would hold Roger Measor up. He's given the edge that Gary Moon wanted as he goes right to the outside of the track once again. He loves riding the dirt. He's an absolute expert at riding the loose dirt.
Joe Green is in second. Mark Loram comes through in third. Who's going to get the fourth place? It's Will James. Just ahead of Gary, Lobb and Paul Howe. And that looks Jeremy Doncaster having one or two problems, I think, there. There's lost it. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Graham Jones will get that fourth qualifying position now.
Rob Cameron is starting to get through on the inside of Gary Moon. A great ride this from Rob Cameron and Sir Smith. They got through on the inside of Gary Moon, and Gary now has got to work very hard going up that back straight. He's got one more corner to negotiate those two outfits together as they go into that top end. And Gary Moon dives in hard, keeps the power on. He'll try and cut back underneath, but Rob Cameron has made no room for him. He forces him to go even wider. Fills him in, and Rob Cameron with a brilliant bit of riding in the middle of that bend. He threw every ounce of dirt he possibly could in the face of Gary Moon, forced him to go wider. It means that Rob Cameron goes through into the final.
Hammer away. Who's going to get the best start out of it? Steve Schofield takes the lead. He's been unbeaten so far this afternoon. Can he give it go? Marvyn Cox is well up there. Joe Screen looks as if he's going to be into second. Coming down there, round the final bend. Oh, my goodness me, a bit of a palpitation there, but Steve Schofield crosses the line to win. Ahead of Joe Screen, Mark Loram, Marvyn Cox, Paul Fry, Graham Jones, and Will James. And Jeremy Doncaster having to retire with engine problems.
But as they come to the line, I think we're almost ready to go. We've got 5 very confident outfits, as I say that. Ken Lane pulling it in there, but Rustling has made a brilliant start. As I look across that far side, I can see that there's problems there with Neville Penfold's outfit still on the track. Rustling has made a good start. Gary Jackson has made a tremendous start on the outside. But it is Rustling and Paul Uddens that go into that first corner with the best of the starts. Ken Lane up there in second place and getting very close to the back wheel of Rustling as they come round off that top corner. Getting very tight. You can now see exactly what it's all about with this racing, with Gary Jackson going wide. Rob Cameron is trying to sneak on the inside, but Gary Jackson again tries going wide. Ken Lane says, no, you're not coming through there. I'm going to hold it just as equally as far on the inside. Will Gary Jackson change lines? He tries to come through on the inside. A brilliant bit of tactical run. He's close to the line. Oh, what a brilliant ride from Gary Jackson. I'm not sure whether he actually made it. Ken Lane did turn the power back on. What a great scrap that turned out to be. Ken, of course, would have known that Gary Jackson was going to try around the outside. He switched his line, sold the dummy, and tried to come through on the inside. So your congratulations to them as they come round. A brilliant ride from our eventual victors, Rustling and Paul Uddens. They've got a lot of support in this part of the country. They show you support as they come.